Hey guys, Bilby here, and today I'm going to see if I can teach you how to use frames from Redpower 2. I thought this would be a nice beginning to Redpower. I attempted to already do this, but this and this is a hell of a lot messier than all of this. So yeah, I've spent a bit of time getting this all nice and looking good. These chests are just for, well, you'll see where these are come into use later. So what you first need, actually I'll find out now, is these alloy furnaces. Now to make them, you can either make one of these. Now I've put them into here so I don't have to go searching for them, because I've figured it'd be easier. So if you want to pause each time I put these in, you can do that. You first off, you will need one of these alloy furnaces first, because you need to be able to make this to make the blue trick, and you also need power, so you'll need that one first. So you'll need to make that anyway, and it's not with double brick stairs. It's actually with just normal brick, and idiot Minecraft or idiot thing doesn't like it, but yeah, you can tell the difference. It's not double bricks, it's just normal brick around that. So yeah, like that. And then what you have to do with these is, with the normal alloy furnace, it's simply put your coal or anything you want to burn up in there, and then you can make these recipes with it. Now you'll need all of these most likely, like the blue alloy ingots. You'll need nickelite and silver. Red alloy is redstone and iron, and the amount that's there is what you'll need to make one of these, or this side is what you'll need to make one, and or whatever's on this side you will need to make whatever's on this side. So like, you need 4 nickelite with 1 silver ingot to make 1 blue alloy ingot, and you'll need 1 tin and 3 copper to make 4 brass. So I'm going to be doing it like this for most of the builds now, because this is actually quite easy and this makes my life easier. So yeah, these are the sort of things you'll need. So I think I've kept that up long enough. So, but once you got this one, I would recommend, once you've got enough solar panels, which this is more than enough, I just chucked a bunch down, you'll need to make this, which will just use up electricity instead, because that uses up coal, and we all know that's wasteful. But to make the battery box, because it's battery, not bat, and these solar panels, you make them like this. So you'll need these to power everything that you need for Redpower 2 pretty much, apart from the redstone sort of stuff, that's a bit different, but you'll need this for all of the frames and that thing. And yeah, so these are all that's the recipes you need for the battery box and the solar panel. And then for this wire, I didn't put anything in there. I wonder why I didn't put anything in there. But yeah, this wire you actually have to make using the blue alloy ingots with wool around it. Now it's any color wool, that's why I put different colors. You can just put any type of wool, any color, whatever around, so that's always useful. And then the support frames, which are just the normal frames that you can see here, except for these have panels and stuff on, so they actually look like that pretty much. You just have to put sticks around a brass ingot, so, and then you get one of them. Actually, I think you got, no, you get one of them. So kind of expensive, but they're not really. The next thing you're going to want to be making is these frames, and before I get onto that, you might have noticed this one over here. This is just literally using bluetricity, so instead for a normal furnace. So say if I connect, oh wait, I don't need to do that. Also, all of these will share their power, so they'll share to this one, which will share to that one, to that one, to that one, to that one. And seeing as these don't store energy, they'll just go literally along the wires and fill this up or use this up. So, and as you can see, this is filled up with power. These are these show if you've got power in it and if there's power getting into it, and whereas this is showing the amount of battery that's clogged up in there, and that shows how much you're getting in. So so this literally just works like a normal furnace, it's just a slight bit quicker. So if say if you've got cobble, then just chuck that in there. It's just a slight bit quicker than a normal furnace, as you can see. That's kind of cooking it up a bit faster, but using bluetricity power, which is free and quite easy to make. I mean, if you look at them, the silicone wafer, which I was supposed to do, is with the diamond handsaw and getting a silicone ball, which is just 8 coal and 8 sand in an alloy furnace. That's quite a bit, but you can also use charcoal, so it's not so bad. But yeah, they're not. But you get 16 of them from a silicone ball, so it's not too bad. You get pretty much 2 for every 1 sand and 1 charcoal, so yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, so now moving on to these frame motors. To make these and to use them, actually, first I should probably explain, which I was just thinking this was common knowledge, but this wire is what you connect to all of the stuff. Now this is, what was it, blue, oh I got it right there, blue alloy wire, which I've shown you by there. You just run it all along. Now this is a bit different to most wires, it's only used for all of this stuff, so yeah. Now we'll get onto these frame motors. And the frame motors, you have to start off by getting a diamond draw plate. Now this is completely different to, this doesn't actually include in this, you actually just use it to use on a copper ingot to get copper, fine copper wire, and then use it with iron bars and iron to get a copper coil, which then you use to make a blue trick motor, which is there, which has got 6 iron on the sides and copper coil, 2 copper coils, a blue alloy ingot, and then you use that blue trick motor to make the frame motor. So they're not easy to make, they're cheap, kind of. I'd class it as cheap. I mean, that gets used quite a bit. I mean, I used that one, I think I made about a stack of them by accident, or a stack of them, and that, so they're relatively cheap. They're not really, the diamond draw plate lasts a long time, but you eventually get, that's kind of annoying me every time I see it, and so are you. Sorry, cow. So as you can see, I've got a little setup here, which if I move, nope, that's not that one. If I move this across, right. So what we've got here is a stone cover. Forget, you weren't supposed to move. A stone, so stone covers, what they do is they literally stop things from sticking to the frame, because what actually happens, say if you put, got stone, say if you put that there, and not that one again, this one, as you can see, that one gets pulled, whereas if you stick that one that has the stone cover on and then move it, it won't stick. As you can see, that stays there and doesn't move. And it also, if you also run this into it, you can't actually move it any further. See, this should be going further, and if I get rid of that and then click it, it does actually go further. So that's always useful. If I just put, actually I didn't want that there, but I probably could have done that differently. So what these wooden parts are actually wooden panels. If I can find, I guess I can get rid of that one, don't need that one. So wooden panels, and these will make stuff still stick. So I don't really know why I done it like that. So if I put a block on there, it will still actually go, and as you can see while it's moving, and now I've got it stuck. Great. There we go. So yeah, I just set this up because it was quite easy to do, but as you can see, that kept moving with the panel, and the same with all this stuff, it'll keep it stuck, so you can have all the wire and you don't have to have hundreds of panels, which I was doing with this. I was actually making sure everything was stuck, because I forgot that you have to use panels instead of covers when doing redstone wire to keep everything stuck on. So this all sticks on nicely, even the lever, and yeah, that's always nice. Now you're probably thinking, why would I ever want this? Well, you might use it for moving platforms up in the sky. There's loads of uses for this. These are just like the kind of the most complex stuff that I've actually explained pretty well this time round. So as you can see, if I actually get rid of these, and I'll tell you how to make these panels and stuff in a second, but first, as you can see, these are pointing towards each other. Now this one, when you turn it on, will, if I got the lever, when you turn this one on, that one moves stuff in that direction, so when there's something on top of it, it'll move it that way, whereas this one will move it over that way. So if you turn it on, you can see it moves going that way. This just stops it from, if you get to, say if something gets to the edge of here and it ends up on this block, so if I get these back and I just put that there, it just stops. That was bad. Like, say if I get rid of this as well and just keep clicking this until it finds, and getting rid of that, you now can't move that any further, so it stops it from being moved. This just means that now you can actually rob this lever. Not really, but I can rob the lever, and now you can move it back so it never gets stuck. So if you're ever making frames and stuff like that, you always want them pointing together if you want them to actually move back. If you don't, then obviously you're probably not going to want something on there, but it saves you having it on this side and them pointing against each other, just because then you'll end up getting a problem if it goes too far. So yeah, that's how you kind of make them more useful. I actually didn't think I'd get through this so quickly. What I can show you now though, which I'm getting texts because I was apparently meant to be on Facebook, what I can show you is something called a caterpillar drive, I think it is. I always forget the name of this, which allows you to move entire platforms that are up in the air. I tried to do this yesterday and god, I messed up. So, oh yeah, shift. So to turn these, you have to use a sonic screwdriver that's made with an emerald, brass and BT battery. BT battery, you're actually gonna need to look that. That's 6 nickelite, a copper, ingot and a tin ingot. That you've probably gone and had to look that up by now, because unless you've just watched the whole episode. But yeah, so what I'm doing now is as follows. So you should be going, where are you going? That way. So everything's going this way, and the way you can work that out without actually looking is these dots actually point towards that way. So it's kind of hard to work it out, but as you can see, those dots are on that side, so they're going that way. That kind of always confuses me because I never get it right, so I might be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure this time. So and as you can see, you can't actually place stuff onto frames without actually putting panels down, so that's always useful knowledge. If I just put that there and get a solar panel, or a few solar panels, and put one here, these should get power now, and then get a lever or two, or 111 infinite. Yeah. So what should happen now is when you click this, if it actually had power, obviously that wasn't getting enough power quick enough, or it might be that I'm just being an idiot and have done something wrong, and that they aren't, no, they're not the right ones. There we go. So now they've got a bit, it's got a bit of power, and as you can see, there was lit up, so it was actually because I didn't have power. So as you can see, this has moved the entire frame, including this frame, but this didn't move with it. Now that's because they don't really move with each other, so they don't do that. But what you can do is actually, you don't have power now, do you? Why not? Oh, because that used up a lot more power than I thought. So if you now, why aren't you moving it? Probably because you're stuck to the bottom, aren't you? Yeah, probably. So what you need here is a cover, and if you put this back down in its right place, yup, that way. Now click it, yep, that moves. So you need a cover under this, so that cover has to be there. But you can now click that, and you can move this multiple times. Obviously you're probably not going to want a lever here that falls off every time, at least I wouldn't. So what you can actually do, I think I'm in trouble. I'm being poked on Facebook by the missus. Oh no. So if you do this, you can actually move it. Will that still work? Yeah. So you can just stick red alloy wire down and then just click this, and then you can keep moving. And as you can see, we've moved away from that, but we've also taken one of the blocks with us. So you do have to put covers around everywhere that you don't want it sticking to. So say if you're using this to move around places, you just want to put covers on the outsides, and if you want to move down and up as well, you can actually use the same technique. A little harder, but you can do the exact same thing, just on the other side. So we can actually have a cube that moves here. If you bear with me a second, I'm just trying to work out how I can actually do this. Oops. I'm in so much trouble. Oh well. I want it's connected there. There we go. And if you put then put a frame here, and that's the right place, just not. I think that's going the right place. No. There we go. It's going up. And then if you put a frame here that goes, and that's the right face, but that way, and obviously the cover here. Now once I've added power to this, oh, it's got quite a bit of power. That was the wrong one again. Just fill it up a little bit more. I probably should be like getting rid of them, but don't worry. So now if you put, say, that there, I said that there, I don't think it actually likes this, which is a pain in the ass, so I'll get rid of that. Get that, and getting a touch of lag, but that's fine. I can deal with a touch. So this should be getting power. There we go. Still doesn't want to work. What's on the other side of this? And which way are you going? You should be. Oh, is that why? No. What is why then? It's something that's blocking it, and I will work it out in a second. It might be just the fact that this is there, because apparently this thing doesn't really like levers. Now I'm confused. You should be moving, and you're not. It's because of that. Yeah, flicking that lever isn't going to work, Bill. Oh god. No, it wasn't that reason. I didn't think so. There's a reason. There's always a reason why these things don't work, and that wasn't supposed to happen. And that didn't stick, so that should have still stuck even. Even though that's not going the right way, is it? There we go. So let's try that a bit differently and wire it a bit differently. If I go and get cover there and there, just to stop it from inevitably being a pain in the ass. That doesn't want to work either. That's not gonna want to work either. This again, I didn't prepare for this. I didn't really think about that I'd want to end up doing this. So this should move. And this is why these are complicated. You might be sat there going, well, it looked easy at first, but no, they get hard, and there's always a reason why these things don't work, and that wasn't it. Normally it's because something isn't stuck onto it for some random reason. Might just be because these, they don't need panels under them. That doesn't need a panel under it. Oh, wrong one. Nope, that wasn't the reason for it. May as well get rid of this one. Because I know that it hates levers. Not understanding why this one's not moving. Will it move? So it likes that, it just doesn't like. That's annoying. Let's try getting rid of these, even though it should still work. Now I don't like this thing. That should still have been working. It can't have been because they were on there, surely. Can't be that reason either, can it? Let's make this a bit easier. I said easier and then I end up realizing it's not going to be easier. Oh wow, it's because that's pointing downwards. Really? Well, that's a bit stupid. How about now? Okay. So as long as you've got the frame stuck at some point and it's not the face of it, which is that bit, it will move. So yeah, that's, so I think before I end up getting stuck again after preparing so much, I think that's gonna be it for now. So thanks for watching. I do hope this has helped you on frames, and I hope this gives you a few ideas. I'm going to do something a little better next time. So I'll do, well, I won't be doing this next time. I'll be doing some more red power stuff next episode. Oh yeah, and just before I go, diamond handsaw. To make a one of these panels, all you got to do is get a normal block, cut it up into slabs, and then panels. So if you want panels, you got them. Then you can get covers, you just cut them up again, and then you've got covers, which decided to disappear because I already have some stone ones. So yeah, that's how you get that, and you can get emerald or iron instead there, or ruby or sapphire, and then just sticks on top, iron there, and then that. So that's about it, and I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I hope this has helped. I'll get onto more interesting frame stuff later in the future. A lot more interesting stuff. There's loads you can do with these things. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's helped. So thanks, and I'll see you for the next episode. Goodbye. Outros are too long.